It's no secret, COVID-19 has made both students and teachers' lives more of a hassle. Coach Rodriguez shares his experience and solutions later in the show. Students and staff have all been waiting for the moment that Eagle sports officially return, and that moment is quickly approaching. Cade Richardson has the details in today's Game Time Sports Update. 9/11/2001 is a day that fills Americans with feelings of both sadness and pride. Join us in our remembrance of 9/11.
Live from Studio 301 at Prosper High School, this is Eagle Nation News.
Good morning, Eagle Nation, and thank you for tuning in. Today is Friday, September 11th. I'm Julia Bizayon.
And from 6 feet away, I'm Emily Baldwin.
Today is September 11th, 2020, the anniversary of the heartbreaking and tragically iconic collapse of the Twin Towers at the World Trade Center. On this day, 19 years ago, 19 terrorists executed an attack on the United States on behalf of the Islamic extremist group Al-Qaeda. 4 commercial flights were hijacked, all 4 crashing, either into the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, or a field in Pennsylvania. Nearly 3,000 lives were lost. Nearly 3,000 families lost their mothers or fathers, sisters or brothers, sons or daughters. Join us today in remembering those thousands of lives lost and honoring the heroes who risked their lives to help countless others.
Almost 3 million acres have been destroyed by the California and Oregon fires since they started late last month. The weather conditions have not helped the fight against these fires, with windstorms and no rain in the forecast. So far, 7 people have been killed and the death toll is expected to rise.
Following the explosion in Beirut last month, a fire erupted in local port on Wednesday. Residents fled out of fear from trauma of the explosion nearly 40 days ago. The Red Cross, Army, and firefighters are currently battling the flames.
Since school began on August 12th, students and staff have seen changes in what a typical day looks like at PHS as a result of COVID-19. Caden De La Garza has more on how the new guidelines have impacted students and teachers not only in the classroom, but also on the field.
As students have been seeing, the last few weeks there have been shifts in the way that students protect ourselves from the coronavirus, including teams now practicing with masks on and students using sanitizer stations in the halls, also social distancing in the classrooms. But 1/3 of students opted out for virtual learning, creating a new classroom environment for many teachers and coaches.
As far as the roadblocks for the kids, we're just trying to keep teams away from each other. So if you're a freshman team, you will never be crossed with the JV player, or if you're the varsity, you'll never be crossed with the JV player. So it's just keeping them separated.
While there have been changes for the coaching staff and student athletes, teachers have also felt the impacts of the adjustments caused by COVID-19.
Setting up my class this year to last year, it takes a little bit longer because I have the virtual students. Taking attendance takes a little bit longer, but as long as you have a warm-up on the board or something for the kids to do, that gives me enough time to get set up.
Students and teachers will take the necessary protocols in order to keep our Eagles safe. I'm Caden De La Garza, reporting with ENN.
Well, it really is great to see what a problem solver Coach Rodriguez is. I know that COVID-19 has really changed a lot of the ways that we do things in school now, but I'm just happy that we're able to be here at all.
Yeah, me too. E-learning just wasn't for me, so I'm glad to be back face to face.
All right. Just as everything in our day-to-day lives have changed, sports have as well. But do not fret. Eagle football, volleyball, and cross country will begin their seasons in the near future. Cade Richardson is live in studio with your Game Time Sports Update.
This year, high school sports will definitely be different. For instance, during football practices, players have to wear masks, whether they are playing or sitting on the sidelines. We will also see fewer fans in the stands, with the normal capacity of Prosper Stadium holding 12,000 fans to the new capacity of 4,000 fans. Only 2,000 home section tickets are being sold for the games. With COVID delaying the season, the football and volleyball teams had more time to practice and get in the right mindset for their season openers. The football team is kicking off its season on September 25th at home against Prestonwood. The volleyball team is set to start its season off tonight at home against Wakeland. And cross country will have its first meet tomorrow at Myers Park. Varsity tennis has its first district match tonight in Little Elm. This season will definitely be one to remember, and we hope to see you in the stands. What's going on in pop culture with Talent Talk, Mithra?
On Tuesday, September 8th, it was announced that after 20 seasons and 14 years, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, a show loved by many, is officially ending. Kylie Jenner said that as a family, the Kardashians made the decision that the final season of the show will air in 2021. 1. Moving on from endings, here's a new beginning. The iPhone 12 is expected to be released around October 23rd of this year. According to rumors, the phone will have models that are up to 6.1 inches long with the triple lens 3D camera. In other technological news, the Xbox Series X is launching November 10th for $499. Thousands of games will be available from the original Xbox through the Xbox One. On September 22nd, the Xbox Series X will be available for pre-order. Let us know if you'll be purchasing the new Xbox on our Instagram at Eagle Nation News or Twitter at Eagle Nation Network. Continuing our commemoration on the fatal event of 9/11, Sailor Jane McKenzie had the opportunity to chat with Sujo John, a motivational speaker who highlights the historic day that he lived through.
And you can see the two towers, a huge explosion now raining debris on all of us. We better get out of the...
Nearly 3,000 people died on that terrible day in 2001. Survivor Sujo John lives to tell their story and his own.
Me and my wife, we both got caught up in the events of that day. I would work on the 81st floor of the North Tower of the World Trade Center. She would work on the 71st floor of the South Tower of the World Trade Center. And I remember leaving home early that morning, getting into the World Trade Center, and it's about 8:46 in the morning when I hear this incredible explosion. And this is American Flight 11, flying coast to coast from Boston to LA, flying at 440 miles an hour, comes crashing into the tower. There's thousands of people running down that stairwell. No one really knew what was going on in that building, but we all hear another explosion, and this is the second plane crashing into the second tower. So I'm running down with a very heavy heart because I can't figure out where my wife is. But we get to the 43rd or the 44th floor. When I see the sight that I will never forget, hundreds of firemen, policemen making their way up. We are making our way down, and these men are making their way up. So I'm out of the debris, both the towers have collapsed, and I've given up hope about my wife. But unknown to me, she was late to work by 2 minutes. She gets off the last E train. The trains would go to the basement of the building. But then the North Tower is hit. She's pushed out, sees people jumping out of the building, and she's thinking I'm one of them. She was also pregnant at that time. She was 4 months pregnant with our oldest child. He's 18 now. And so all these thoughts were running through her mind, thinking the child that she's carrying will never see the father. But her life was spared, and me and her, we had an amazing reunion late that day. It was an amazing moment when we truly believed each of our lives were spared.
Sujo now dedicates his life to spending time with family and advocating for those who can't through the organization he founded in 2017, You Can Free Us, an organization that raises awareness on the global fight against modern slavery.
If you want to learn more about Sujo John and his amazing story, check out our sister publication, Eagle Nation Online.
As you know, today is the anniversary of 9/11, a day on which nearly 3,000 individuals were killed in the tragedy. Madeline Wentz has more details regarding the memorable event and how we can honor those who lost their lives.
19 years ago today, a tragedy struck that would define an American generation. The first plane hit the North Tower of the World Trade Center at 8:46 a.m. At 9:03 a.m., the South Tower was hit, and at 9:37 a.m., the Pentagon was also struck. Another plane was set to hit the U.S. Capitol, but the passengers sacrificed their lives and crashed the plane in a field in Pennsylvania. The death toll was a combined 2,977. 9/11 was the deadliest terrorist attack in human history. Today we honor the brave first responders for putting their lives on the line for their fellow Americans. 9/11 memorials are held every year. However, COVID-19 has forced the cancellation of the annual Tribute in Light in New York City, but there are other ways to honor the lives lost. Today, flags are flown at half-mast in remembrance of September 11th, 2001.
That's all for today, Eagle Nation. I'm Emily Baldwin.
And I'm Julia Bizion. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.